careers advice from X person, and this person said, you're good at this and so forth, and that's been your careers advice, and part of it's been yourself as well. And we talk about sort of structured, formal careers advice and possibly the lack of it. What's your thoughts at the moment in terms of what are the current issues? What are the obstacles, and how do we get to a position where we can talk about careers advice positively?
Oh my gosh. Somebody asked me a couple of years ago, and I said, what's my most important thing? And I said, it's got to be careers. Yeah. I said, it's just, I look back, and you're absolutely right. It's family and friends, isn't it? Essentially.
Somebody said, you're good at this and this person, and why don't you try this and why don't you do that?
Exactly, and not anything else. And I think there will always be that. And I think that's right. But I don't know where to start really, because I think about the Baker Clause and it just makes me feel depressed. Because there are schools that are quite genuine about it and so on, but there are schools that are just playing a game. And I can only talk about it from, when I think as colleges and what we're doing around it, is that I've always been blessed to try to make sure that we have the right people or the right people delivering careers advice, because I think that is critical. Coming to BMet has been a pleasure to know that we have got a careers team. And we used our levy to create more roles, people who've got that role, as well as doing the day job. They actually also can do careers advice because we're a large college. And we need to make sure that we can actually do that, and to the standard, that we need to do. I think so that's one aspect of it. I think in terms of what we try to do within the college, but we have been we're only kind of getting to grips with it really now, I would say, in terms of what does that really mean? How does it align with everything else that we do? Because you can get careers advice, not just from a careers advisor who can do that individual bit, but actually, our teachers need to be involved in that careers advice. It's part of their own. It's a holistic approach. It's part of their industrial updating that they should know about about future careers and trends and so on. And that's part of their CPD and what and what they should do, because it needs to come in while they're learning, not just as something on the side or when they're doing their UCAS. It's got to be it's got to be more than that. So we're looking at how we make sure that it's a fundamental part of the wider skills development that our employers want our students to have, but they also have that the sense of if they're looking at the thing I don't think that students need is for us to say these are all the careers out there. We need to point them to where these careers are. They need to be able to do that because they need to learn for themselves as well.
More filtering, fine-tuning.
Absolutely. And so because you can't do everything for them, and they've got to take that responsibility on, but they need to understand that you're there to facilitate and to provide that. Across the different sectors. So that employer engagement is really critical to, thinking about, again, I come back to those interpersonal, those softer skills, and yet they're not soft, are they? They're essential skills, that they want, and how important those are for the development, because that impacts on how they actually do, when they're, with us in the college. So for me, it's exceptionally important as a large institution to try to get that right, and you can only do that by making it sector-based.
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.